Ahmad Abuznaid is a Florida-based attorney, director of the coming documentary film Shukran 10 Days in Palestine, and executive director of the U.S. Campaign for Palestinian Rights. So Ahmed, welcome to the show, making your Katie Halper Show debut. How are you?
I'm excited. Thank you for having me, Katie.
Of course. So please tell us what you are working at the U.S. Campaign for Palestinian Rights.
So once again, thanks for having me. We're really excited to talk about this campaign. Of course, you know, everyone across the country right now is worried about their taxes because next week is tax day. But, you know, in relation to Palestine, we're also 1 month away from the 75th commemoration of Al-Nakba. So for folks who are knowledgeable about the Palestinian cause, that is the tragedy, the catastrophe that befell the Palestinian people when we were ethnically cleansed by the Israelis in order for them to create a Jewish majority and a Jewish state. And so why is that important? So we're all right now thinking about our tax dollars and where our tax dollars are going, how much we're getting back, but also what is our government using our tax dollars for? So this week, the U.S. Campaign for Palestinian Rights is launching a new campaign to end U.S. military funding to the state of Israel, and it's titled Palestine Will Be Free, Stop Arming Israel, Fund our Communities.
What does that look like?
Well, we have this interactive tool that we just released on our website. And what that does, is that allows for any user in this country to interact with a map and figure out, based on their city, their county, or their state, how much of their federal tax dollars are going to arm Israeli apartheid as opposed to funding our communities.
Okay, so let's take a look. So here I am, I'm on the website. And what I can do is I can type in my city or state to begin, or I can just highlight it, right? But here you have it on the U.S. You have the national level, right? $3,800,000,000 to Israel's weapons could instead fund 451,735 households with public housing for a year. Jesus. That's crazy. 1,322,199 children receiving free or low-cost health care, 41,490 elementary school teachers, 10,818,505 households with solar electricity produced for a year, 100,563 students with their loan debt canceled, and over 3 billion N95 respirator masks. Okay, let's see what happens in New York. Okay, so these are the numbers in New York. Oh, this is really cool.
That's how much federal tax dollars are going from New York directly to arming the state of Israel.
That's a lot of money that's coming from taxpayers.
Yeah, and as you can see right down below, what community members can see if we weren't arming apartheid. And for, you know, many community members, different concerns, right, are prioritized. But as you can see, those are some of the top things that community members across the U.S. have been talking about. You know, as we see inflation rise, you know, as we see people struggling to find work that would allow for a cost of living basis, as we see issues around our school districts, right? You know, these are a numerous amount of priorities that community members are asking to be funded, but our federal government instead prioritizes arming Israel.
Yeah, let's take a look at what would happen in California, because that's obviously a bigger state. I mean, not because I don't want to come off as New York centric, which I am shamelessly, of course. But here we have it for California. Wow. That's a lot of money given to Israel's weapons. Wow. So
and you know, part of the thing for us, Katie, is also having folks understand, you know, not only what they can see, you know, if we reduce that you know, funding of Israeli apartheid, but what can we also envision if we stop, you know, funding things like Cop City? You know, for us, when we think about militarization of police, we thought about it as a concern in Ferguson and Baltimore and Minnesota, right? And we're continuing to see that now with Cop City. But also as it relates to Israel and Palestine, the same Israeli forces that have been training police forces in counterterrorism, quote unquote, are coming to Atlanta in May to continue training of the Atlanta Police Department. So we're seeing this in real time. We've seen it over the last few years, and we have to tell our legislators that enough is enough. And so the last thing about that tool that I wanted to make sure folks noticed is not only can you figure out how much in federal tax dollars your city, your county, your state are contributing to apartheid, but there's also the Take Action tool, where you can reach out to members of your Congress, your congressional representatives, and let them know
Oh yeah,
enough
let's
is
do
enough.
that.